Hey YouTube, this is Gary from Team YGOTeamWatapon, here to bring you a couple of updates. First of all, you can see the quality is a lot better. I finally got another power cord for the camera, so it's all good now. Awesome. Went to regionals yesterday and brought not only this home, but the mat. It's really nice. I ended up top 4ing at the regionals, so with the Machina deck, which is pretty cool, and it's what the binder looks like if you don't already know. And wait, YGOTeamWatapon, there it is. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the new build, and there's a marshmallow here that's actually colored as a Pikachu. I actually brought a couple laughs to my locals, but that's gonna be another little mascot or icon, however you want to call it. Anyways, yeah, so onwards and forwards, I'm going to show you the deck I ran yesterday. Let's put that there. And yeah, I really like this mat. Anyways, deck using green, player's choice. It's pretty good. So start off with the 3 fortress. Not much actually changed in the deck, as you might eventually see, as opposed to the version 2. But you'll get to see that later. I'll go into detail a little bit more. Fortress didn't come as much of a dead draw for the third one, actually. If I had to, I would side one out, but first game you need to go a little aggro. And of course the 3 gear frame, just for the search. Then you have the Peacekeeper in case you didn't want to go for Fortress, and Force to reborn the Fortress. Standard stuff. And then of course you have 2 of each gadget, green, red, and yellow. Running 3 is too much, unless you're running the Solidarity build. Next up, I have 1 Effect Veiler main, just to stop certain plays that would otherwise screw me over. The Gale, I actually got to make Arcanite yesterday, which got my opponent to enter Scoop Phase, which was pretty cool. I actually get to say I did that. And then Spirit Reaper, although it is very dangerous, especially against Glads and whatnot. The one thing I do profit from this is the continuous hand rape and the X-Saber matchup. Now that's it for the monsters. You'll notice that I took out the DD Crow. That's because of what happened at Atlanta recently. DD Crow wouldn't have worked under Necro Valley, and I anticipated a lot of Gravekeepers, in which case I was actually wrong, which I'll explain later. Anyways, onto the spells. 3 smashing, finally got 3 of them in gold. There's only a couple of cards in this deck, I think about 6, excluding the side deck, that aren't actually hollow. The 2 dualities, running with I believe it's 17 monsters. It's really hard to play without that. The 1 Tech Nobleman won me a couple of games. I'm not even gonna lie about this, guys. This is just beast tech, and I'm running another one in sideboard. So that first game defensive play, you get rid of that completely, and you push for the push for the game. Sorry about that. Anyways, Staple Dark Hole, Giant Trunade, and I put the MST back in, 1 MST, instead of the DD Crow. Not necessarily for Necro Valley, but just for obvious reason. Limiter, and then Monster Reborn. Onto the traps, they're the same. 3 Solemn Warning. Got rid of 2 Boggart Knights in a row with that, and that was actually the last round when I was at when I was 4-1. I ended up going 5-1, so that actually won me the game. 3 prisons, deep prisons. 2 bottomless. I did side one out at one point. I don't remember against which matchup, but had to do it. And 2 7 tools. This was actually an amazing tech here, and I'll explain why. Basically, my first game in the first match, my opponent attempted to solemn judgment my warning, so all you got to do is 7 tools, and especially if you're using 7 tools on a warning, that's even trade right there. Not so much for your opponent, but you know what I mean. I am thinking about taking out the 7 tools and 1 warning for solemn judgment, but I think this way it runs a little bit better, quite a bit better actually. The Mirror Force and Torrential. Gotta love that Torrential play with Peacekeeper. It's broken. Anyway, so that was the main deck. The side deck wasn't changed all that much. I kept the DD Crow in there for the Frog Monarchs and sometimes Infernity and X-Sabers. The second Nobleman is in there. Royal Oppression, just for decks that are faster than I am. The 2 Breakers, where Arcanite is actually viable for play. 2 Banishers of the Radiance, screwed over so many people yesterday. 2 Ryos, 2 Cyber Dragons, 2 Pulling the Rugs, and then 2 Swallow Flips. Alright, and now the extra deck. I changed that up a little bit. Not by much, but anyways. Chimera Fortress Dragon, 2 of them. Cataster, Android, Goyo, Brionic, Armor Master, 2 Black Rose Dragons. Got a second one. Arcanite. Put in the Scrap Dragon last minute. Didn't get to use it though, unfortunately. Red Dragon Archfiend. 2 Stardust. And a Mistworm. I didn't get to synchro much today. I tried to go for a Black Rose Nuke for it to be warninged. And then I went for the Arcanite. That's all that happened today. Well, yesterday rather. So yeah, that's what happened. I got this really nice mat, which I'll just show you guys again. Just gonna take all the cards off of it. It is Chaos in the middle, which is just ridiculous. Mobius to the right, which is sick, and Delg to the left. I said it like that. I don't particularly like that choice, but it still looks okay. I would have preferred Ryza, even if Konami were to say it clashes with the Mobius, but regardless, it's still an excellently designed mat, and I love it. It makes me want to play Frog Monarchs now, since I have the gadgets, and yeah, you know what I mean. Anyways, so that's it for updates. New Managing with Machina is on its way, with more techs and more surprises. And I'll see you guys later, YouTube. Subscribe.